And welcome back, guys. Today we are going to be doing a projector comparison within topleo. They have two projectors here that I wanted to show you guys. A lot of the times when we are looking at projectors, we want to know what is the difference between one or the other. Do certain specs really matter? And I think with use case, it's going to be different between one consumer to the next. So what I'm going to do is not really going to say which one's better than the other one. I'm just going to give you guys the difference, the specs between the two, and then show you guys how it works. So we do have the HY300 Pro right here, and then this is the HY320. This one's going to run at 720p HD, and this one's going to be full HD at 1080p. Okay, now the similarities between the two. They both use all-winner chipsets, the H713 at Android 11. They're both going to run 2.4 gigahertz and 5.8 gigahertz, and actually Wi-Fi 6. So it has all three specs. Bluetooth 5.0. You do have 8 gig internal storage with 1 gig of RAM. Yeah, and they all should work really well. We're going to go with this one first so that way you guys can see what it is. Here at the top, this is going to be, it's either going to be your keystone or your focus, so we're going to go ahead and mess with that when we have it all hooked up. They both come with HDMI cables, and they both come up with power cables. Here in the back, this is going to be your power. This button right here is your power button. You got HDMI. And then that is for a headset jack, and I've seen people actually put speakers through an aux cable through that one, so you could probably do that too. And then USB, so pretty good. Here's where your oxygen is going to be coming out, so don't cover this so that way it doesn't overheat. So pretty good, that little freestyle projector right there. Now you do have this one that is slightly bigger, and yeah, it has definitely a little bit of weight. I do like the stand. Both of them have that stand there. So here at the top, again, you have that focus option. So just got to rotate it. Should be good to go. I feel like the other one was maybe a little bit smoother than this one. This one is a little bit more rougher or harder to turn, but there it is right there. With the back, you do have your power. Right here is going to be your off-on button. That's going to be your HDMI, or I'm sorry, your USB. And then you have your aux, and then or your headset jack, and then I should say your HDMI. So again, within the back, make sure it's breathing, do not cover it up, but everything works pretty good. Now the one thing I did notice when I was moving this thing around is if you move it like this, it actually moves a little bit easier. If you move it just from the top, it's a little bit tougher. So yeah, if you just grab it like this, then you should be able to move it a lot easier versus just the top. All right, keep that in mind. Okay, let's go ahead and we are going to plug this one in first. That way we can see how it works, how it runs, and yeah, let's check them out. All right, so here we go. This one is going to be the HY300 Pro. This is the smaller one, the white one. So just cranking it on right now. And right here, when you first turn it on, as you can see, it's a little bit sideways, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and go through that. If I do move that little keystone at the top, that's going to be your focus. So very simple to adjust that. And right now, keep in mind, the lights are on fully, so it's really bright in this room, so that's why it looks how it is. All right, so if we come here to settings, and then let's see, you got your network settings, Bluetooth projection setting. So this is actually really important. So when it comes to screen zoom, you could actually adjust it to bigger or smaller. So that's how you're gonna do that. And then just hit the back button to get out of it. When it comes to projection mode, this is gonna be wherever you have it set up. So if you have it set up to the front, to the ceiling, if you have it behind the screen, or if you have it behind the screen, the ceiling, these are going to be your options. So keep that in mind. Now, keystone correction. You have your auto mode. So if you do turn this on, you notice how it just initialized itself and it did fix itself. So if I move it, it's going to do its own thing. I could initial angle correction. So it says place the device on the horizontal plane and press OK to correct it. Do not move the device during correction. So when you hit OK, it says being corrected. So it kind of does its own thing. Now, if you're still not happy with that, you could always turn this off and then do a manual keystone correction. So this is actually pretty simple. If I do, right now I'm holding the top left. If I hit down, it's gonna adjust itself. If I hit all the way up, then it's gonna fix itself. And right now it's at 0. So press OK to move to the different angles. So I'm just gonna move it left to right. So there you go. I just want to make sure that it is as straight as possible. And then same thing with this one. And then same thing with this one. So it looks like I have it just about right. So there you go. That's how you could fix it or adjust it to however your liking is. Pretty simple and easy to do. Okay, network settings, that's obvious. Bluetooth settings, that's very obvious. Audio settings, again, that's very, very obvious. This is your date, time, language. You do have your about device, so this gives you like more stuff. Local upgrade or online upgrade, depending on what you're doing. With your about, this is gonna give you all the specs. So whatever you need, pretty simple. And then other settings here, you have application settings and then a factory reset if you need to. So when it comes to your application settings, this is going to be some of the stuff that's already installed within the device itself. Pretty simple there. So, okay, we're going to back out here again. And again, it's got like Netflix, YouTube, Google Play. Here's the HDMI ports if you're going to switch it from one to the next. All your different files. And here's going to be your applications of what's already installed in this thing. So, not bad. Okay. Since it does have some of these apps, you don't have to plug anything in because it's already built in with that Android TV OS. Just make sure you are connected to the internet when you are doing that. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now and show you guys how it looks like in YouTube. All right, so let's go ahead and do that now. Just a quick little rule of thumb while we're playing with this and setting everything up. Make sure the time and location is correct to your spot. Because sometimes if you don't have it, sometimes it won't work. Or if it's already on automatic, just double check it. So just keep that in mind when you guys are doing that. Now, as you guys know, I do have a travel channel. So we're going to come here to my Rohas Travels. Now, again, we are in a bright room, or a very bright room actually. And just to show you guys what I'm talking about, there is some lights over here, over there. It's a very, very bright room, so just keep that in mind. And here we go. So with this projector, it is going to be a shorter throw than the other one. You do have a 0.9/1. So just, again, keep that in mind when you're using that one. And the lumens on this one is going to be 280, while the other one's going to be at 390. So big difference on the two. Okay, so it looks pretty good. We're going to go ahead and turn off the lights just to see the difference between the two. And there you go. Pretty good. And yeah, quality looks actually very, very nice. So the projector is actually doing its job very, very well. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to plug in the other device so that way you guys can see the difference between the two. But keep in mind, this one is that freestyle style, I guess you could say, HY300 Pro. So yeah, let's go ahead and plug in the next one and see how that one looks like. All right, so here we go. We are now using the other projector. I'm going to go ahead and focus the screen here so that way you guys can see it much better. There you go. And again, that little knob on top is going to be how you're going to focus it. So once again, the remote is going to be the same. And the startup is going to be pretty much the same. Now, the difference between this one and the other one, this one is 390 lumens, while the other one was 280. And again, this one's going to be a full 1080p, while the other one was at 720. But yeah, it's going to be the same exact options where you go to settings. And if you need to set anything up, I can tell the screen's a little bit crooked. So we're just going to come here, turn it on. And then now it actually is adjusting itself. So for me, I want to do the manual keystone, and I just want to adjust it just a tad. And then just for the heck of it, let's go ahead and just make it just a little bit bigger. But the cool thing is that you could actually do however you want it. Now, of course, right now I have it set up to like this, but if I back it up more, it's gonna be bigger. And then if I get closer, it's gonna make the screen a little bit smaller. So keep all that in mind while we're doing that. Okay, so let's go ahead and back out. All the options on this thing is going to be pretty much the same. When it comes to date time, you want to be sure that when you are connecting everything is the same. So just keep all of that in mind when you're setting up the date, the time, all of that. Same thing with your network. It's got to match your location. You can't just put a bogus location on. So, okay, we're gonna come here and we're gonna do the same exact test. We're gonna go into YouTube and see how it looks like. All right, so here we go. We are now on my travel channel again. We're gonna check out the exact same video we just saw. And there you go. Very, very good. Once again, we're gonna come here to the settings just to check it out. And right here, of course, it has all the quality options that you want. So very, very good. And it's jumping up right now to 4K. So let's go ahead and check this out. Look at that. So once again, we have all the lights on. We're gonna go ahead and turn off the lights and see how everything looks like. And look at that. Everything's turned off right now and everything just looks pretty amazing. Now again, you could adjust the correction, you could adjust the blurriness. Right now I don't have it fully focused on, but it looks really, really good and clean right now in a very dark room. So daytime, nighttime, this projector is gonna run amazing. So yeah, there you go. All right, so pretty much good to go on both of them. Now, the biggest thing is people are gonna say, what is the difference use case between the two? So if you want something much bigger, a bigger screen, this one you're gonna go from 30 all the way to 200 inch. That's a big screen right there. With the smaller one, because it is a short throw, the screen's gonna be smaller, but you're going from 40 to 130, which is still a pretty good size, even though it's a short throw. So I think it just depends on the size of your room. If you don't want something that's gonna be extremely big and just like a good size to cover a room, then this should be pretty good here for you guys to choose, the 300 Pro. Now, if you definitely want something much bigger, if you're just like, I want it to be gigantic, like a 200 inch, then that one, the 320, is going to be great. They're both LCD projectors, and they're both going to run very, very well. Like I say, like these things are just amazing at what they can do, and they have all the apps already built into them. You have the Google Play Store, you have Android TV, so stuff like this is what you want, so that way you don't have to plug in another device like a Fire Stick. It's all there and ready to go for you. The remote, I kind of briefly talked about it, but not really. It's going to be the same remote for both projectors, and you do need to get 2 AAA batteries. The remote actually feels pretty good. This seems very, like a similar remote to some of the other ones that we've tested in the past, but this one just feels a little bit more upgraded, I guess you could say. So you do have your mute, you do have a mouse button right there, you have your picture-in-picture, your power, different settings here, your hamburger button, your home, reverse, of course up, down, left, right, and then at the bottom it's going to be your plus and minus. So yeah, very, very nice. Let me know what you guys think when you guys are testing some of this stuff out. When you guys are looking for projectors are getting more and more popular, and people are looking for something that works very well and very just very good. So cool. Hope you guys are doing good. You guys take care of each other. See you guys in the next one.